Welcome! This is Jay with Explorer Systems. We're going to take a look at public events and sales in Versai. Public events are just that, events open to the public, such as general admission, feature exhibits, tours, special events and programs, and IMAX or planetarium shows. Public events are sold in public sales, which refers to non-member and member, walk-up, and advanced sale types. In Part 1, we look at setting them up in the Events tab. In Part 2, we look at selling them in the Sales tab. Part 1. Setting up public events. The setup takes place in the Events tab. The public event itself is set in Events, but we need to first make sure that we have the other setup areas in place. Let's look at venues, which are locations events can be booked in. For public events, your venues might be main museum, exhibit hall, a certain floor of the building, or a theater. If your venue is not in the list, we need to create a new one. Click New, enter a short code, type a name, and the capacity of the location. If it applies to your institution, set the ticket stub and web venue group. In ticket packages, a new single ticket type is automatically created for the new venue. You'll only need to come to this area if you need to create a combo ticket package or set multiple sale types for a ticket type. Next, we'll check categories. Categories are the types of fees you charge, usually based on who you are admitting. For general admission, you might have adult and child, for instance. To create a new one, click New, enter a short code and name. Select the types of transactions that this category can be used in. Make sure you at least check public sales. If the category represents a new person walking through the door, check Count Attendance. If it represents an inanimate object, like a package or a person whose attendance was already counted for the day, leave the box empty. You can also assign a category group for reporting. If your institution uses kiosks or a web storefront, check the appropriate boxes. Now we can set up the event itself. On the right, make sure Public is selected, and then click New. Fill in the code and name. Choose a default venue from the list. Set a duration if it's a timed event, and the capacity, which is the max number of people who can participate at once. If it applies to your institution, set the stub information. Set the date range that this event can be booked for. If the event has specific start times, set Timed Event to Yes. Set the department, course type, and general ledger account. Under Event Pricing, enter fees next to applicable categories. If a category is free, enter 0, otherwise it won't display in the list in sales. If sales tax applies, check Taxable. If the event records attendance of people, check Count Attendance. If your institution uses paper passes, check the box if a pass can be accepted for this event. If you use kiosks or a web storefront, check the appropriate boxes here. You can also add notes at the bottom. If your event is not timed, you can save and exit now. If your event is timed, click Schedule Performance. Performances are individual occurrences of timed events, like different show times of the same movie. First, change your venue if different from the default. Enter the date range to schedule within. Change the duration if different from the default. Change the total seats if different from the default capacity. Make sure to enter how many of these seats are available for each sale types of the ones that can be booked for this performance, like if you want to reserve a certain number of spots just for members. Check the boxes for the days of the week that the performances will be scheduled on. Enter the times the performance will be scheduled on each day. To add additional times on the same day, click the plus. To delete a time, highlight it and click the minus. You can assign up to 4 staff or volunteers to each performance, which you can do now, or if they won't be the same for all the performances, you can do it later. Then click Schedule. Versai will give you an estimate of how many performances will be scheduled based on your settings. Confirm or go back to check if it seems way off. If there is a scheduled performance that conflicts, you'll have a chance to modify your options. At the end, Versai will give you a final report. In the next video, we'll take a look at how to sell the public event we just created. For a copy of this information in step-by-step procedure with more detail, refer to the built-in user manual. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for when we upload additional videos. And remember, we're here to help. You can reach the Explorer Systems support team on the support forum of the Versai website, as well as via email and phone.